Oh my, my, what you do to me? Like lightning when I'm swimming in the
June, you're a genius.
Think it's a game.
I came up from nothing, nigga, you can't tell me shit, yeah. Did it on my own, check out my neck, check out my wrist, yeah.
I swear I ain't never expected it to be like this. Now a nigga getting rich, I swear every day we lit,
yeah. Every day we lit, yeah. You can't tell me shit, yeah. Remember I was broke, yeah. Now I'm getting rich, yeah.
When you diamond colder than a bitch, then you know you lit. When you quit to take a nigga bitch, then you know you lit.
Every day we lit, yeah. Every day we lit, yeah. Every day we lit, yeah. Every day we lit, yeah.
Every day we lit. Every day we lit. Every day we lit. Yeah. Every day we lit. Can't wait to get that vodka run, put it on my arm. Just counted to 50 with my mom. The ball done. All my car came from. My chain glowing. I ain't going, man. Look where we came from. All your bangles got my name on it. She want me to put my name on it. I got the hottest 16, one of the best you ever seen. But she like it when I sang on it.
I came up from nothing, nigga, you can't tell me shit, yeah. Did it on my own, check out my neck, check out my wrist, yeah.
I swear I ain't never expected it to be like this. Now a nigga getting rich, I swear every day we lit,
yeah.
Man.
Every day we lit, yeah. You can't tell me shit, yeah. Remember I was broke, now I'm getting rich, yeah.
When you diamond colder than a bitch, then you know you lit. When you quit to take a nigga bitch, then you know you lit.
Every day we lit, yeah. Every day we lit, oh yeah. Every day we lit, oh yeah. Every day we lit, oh yeah.
Every day we lit,
yeah.
Every day we lit,
we lit.
Every day we lit,
we lit.
Every day we lit,
oh yeah.
Think it's a game.
Can't wait to get that new drop, put that on my block, yeah. I just copped a new beam, put that on my Glock, yeah. I done stepped my game up, got my change up, I swear on my niggas I won't never change up. Rollie all of my wrist, yeah. Rollie all of my bitch, yeah. I ain't going back, bro, never. Now a nigga getting rich, yeah. I did it all on my own, then nobody gave me a loan. Now my diamonds on froze, now I'm fucking niggas hoes, yeah. I came up from nothing, nigga, you can't tell me shit, yeah. Did it on my own, check out my neck, check out my wrist, yeah.
I swear I ain't never expected it to be like this. Now a nigga getting rich, I swear every day we lit,
yeah.
Man.
Every day we lit, yeah. You can't tell me shit, yeah. Remember I was broke, yeah. Now I'm getting rich, yeah.
When you diamond colder than a bitch, then you know you lit. When you quit to take a nigga bitch, then you know you lit.
Every day we lit, yeah. Every day we lit, oh yeah. Every day we lit, oh yeah. Every day we lit, oh yeah.
Every day we lit, yeah. Every day we lit,
we lit.
Every day we lit,
we lit.
Yeah. Every day we lit,
yeah. I think it's a game. It's a game.
Yeah. I say every day we lit. You can't tell me shit. Yeah. Every day we lit. Every day we lit.
If someone wanted to take
Good. Hey. Saying so good fuck with me if they wanted to. Oh, goddamn. Say, little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. Hit the store, I can get them both. I don't wanna choose, and I'm quick.
We are back for a Week 2 CFL Primetime matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos. The 11 King, CP, familiar opponents. UD, how you doing tonight? Week 2.
I'm doing great. I'm ready to get this long-time rivalry underway again.
Yes, sir.
They've taken a few years off, but I think they're ready to roll.
Yeah, D11 absent last cycle. He's back to take his gassed up squad back over.
These Cowboys are going to be a tough matchup for this Denver defensive line, especially in the run game.
Yeah, CP moving from a gassed up defense to another gassed up defense, but not, I don't know, the defensive line, they've got some issues there, possible issues there that we'll get to.
Their run defense is mediocre, but I still think they can put up linebackers fill in, and then the secondary is just outstanding.
I don't really have much in store for a pregame. You want to just give a pick? Who you got tonight?
I'm going to go with the Cowboys on the road. I think the run game's going to carry them. Try to stay away from that secondary as much as possible. And I'm going to be. I need to see some improvements from this Broncos offense before I trust them in a game against the possession-heavy Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dallas as well. I don't believe in the quarterbacks that Denver has. They're kind of sketchy to me. And I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All I know is it should be a great game, though. I still expect a pretty close game down to the end, but I think Zeke will help the Cowboys salt it away.
The boys are getting ready to start the game up. It's always hard to time the little intros up with the start of the game. But, you know, we'll go ahead and go live down to the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado, for this Week 2 matchup. Both teams, Dallas really got the ball moving on the ground last week. Denver just struggled all around offensively, only mustering up 6 points.
Dallas put up 194 yards on the ground in a game against the New York Giants.
And take a look at the Cowboys taking the field. Von Miller and the Broncos getting ready to come out as well. As you see, Von Miller and Emmanuel Sanders taking a bow. Denver is going to receive the ball to open this game up. I'm sorry, they're going to kick it to open this game up.
Ryan Switzer, the rookie out of North Carolina, back to receive.
And we are underway in Denver as Switzer takes it up the field, and he's down at the 20-yard line, which is where we will see Dak Prescott and these Dallas Cowboys. Prescott not needing to throw the ball very much last week. 170 yards on a 53% completion percentage, as Zeke really carried the load last week. Somewhere around 150 yards on the ground.
Yeah, Zeke ended up with 134 yards on the ground last week on just 18 carries.
That could have come out in the offset eye, first play of the game, and hand it to Zeke. And he's just stonewalled by none other than Von Miller. Let's beat that
interesting
Denver Broncos defense, which is showing Damata Pecco trying to show a little bit left in the tank at nose tackle on this defense. That linebacking core is almost as elite as it gets in this league in the 3-4 look. And in the back end, you've got Chris Harris Jr. and Aqib Talib, two of the best lockdown corners in the league.
One premier defender that the Broncos are missing right now is Shane Ray. He'll be back in a couple weeks after injury to start the season, though, but that'll be a big-time addition for him when they get him back.
Yeah, tough loss, but they do still have Shaquille Barrett and Von Miller. Ridiculous outside linebacking core they have here.
Brandon Marshall and Todd Davis filling nicely.
He's going to go play action here. Looking to throw it deep. Plenty of time in the pocket, and the throw is way off target. Chris Harris Jr. is going to pull it down.
I like the idea by the Cowboys. I think he had Dez if he could have led him more to the outside, but that pass sailed up the middle of the field and let Harris make the easy play.
Yeah, some miscommunication there for sure, as Dez broke towards the sideline and Dak floated it out towards the middle of the field, and Chris Harris Jr. takes full advantage as Trevor Siemian now will take the field. Really struggled in that opener last week, just completing 47% of his passes. He's joined by C.J. Anderson in the backfield. And he's going to throw it on the first play of the game. A nice little out to Emmanuel Sanders, who is hit and dropped, and it is incomplete. Somebody's down on the field there.
That may have been Emmanuel Sanders taking a big hit there. That'd be a major loss for the Broncos on the first play of the game.
And guys, let me know if I need to turn the game volume up or anything like that as well. I didn't really test my sound mixing.
Looks like Sanders is still in the game, so.
2nd and 10 here. Broncos trying to spread it out. They will hand it to CJ up the middle, trucking the air. He picks up 4 yards. Take a look at this Denver Broncos offense, where Dalton Freeman gets the start at center as Matt Paredes is out for 3 weeks with an abdominal tear. Demarius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Virgil Green, CJ Anderson, and Jamal Charles. Plenty of options in this offense still. After Peyton Manning moved along.
Big hit for the Broncos offensive line as Ron O'Leary looks like he was the one hurt on that first play.
Simeon is joined in the backfield by Jamal Charles here. And he's going to hand it inside to Charles, and he will be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. I think that's Malik Collins getting in there on that play.
That looks right, yep.
Interesting play call, conservative play call after forcing the turnover there. Denver's going to punt this one back.
Especially conservative. I like, though, the Broncos are trying to establish a run game after only putting up 22 yards on the ground last week. They need some offensive balance in this game in order to compete with the Cowboys.
That one angling towards the sideline, and Switzer's going to take it right up that sideline. A flag on the play. And it is a block in the back on Byron Jones. Is going to put the Cowboys deep into their own territory at their own 9. Let's meet this Cowboys offense in their elite offensive line. Filling in now this year at left guard is Jonathan Cooper as Lyle Collins kicks out to right tackle. And of course you have Zeke Elliott, one of the best players in the league, possibly as a benefit to that offensive line. And we'll be watching this clash in the trenches all night. As Zeke is fed it trying to go outside, and he is just smothered in the backfield, and he is down holding his lower back.
He's not even able to walk off the field under his own power. This could be a major injury. Look for Alfred Morris or Darren McFadden to step in and fill in if need be. Alfred Morris getting the nod.
Yeah, they do have the benefit of having some decent depth at the running back position. This time Morris is going to take it in, blitzing off of the edge there was Bradley Roby, knocking him back in the backfield for a 3-yard loss. Nice play call, nice execution from the Broncos.
Broncos defense is not messing around this game. They're bringing pressure and trying to get to Elliott before he can, or the Cowboys running backs, excuse me, before they can even get to the line.
Yeah, don't be surprised to see him bring some heat here, trusting those corners and safeties in the back end. Aggressive, very aggressive play calling from the jump here from the Cowboys. Or the Broncos,
I like it though. Broncos have the Cowboys backed up in their own territory. Time to put the pressure on Dak to make a play after that opening interception. They look like they're bringing pressure again.
Prescott plenty of time to survey, making a diving catch there is Cole Beasley, but he might have dove to the wrong side. The line of gain, he is 4 yards short. And the Cowboys will be kicking from shadow of their own goalpost here.
Cowboys offensive line did a nice job of picking up that blitz, but Dak was just a tad off target with that throw to Beasley, forcing the punt.
And the punt is away. Plenty of distance on that one. And the return, a nice return out to the 30-yard line there by McKenzie. And that is where Trevor Siemian will start facing this Cowboys defense. Kind of some conservative play calling from both of these teams outside of that interception from Dak Prescott. Is that what you expected to see?
I'm not surprised. These guys know each other pretty well, so I think they're just trying to feel each other out and not make any big mistakes, especially after the way the Cowboys opened up the game with that interception. I think that affected both guys.
Siemian going to shift the play call to a straight-on I-form look into a stacked box here from the Cowboys. They are going to run at it, and CJ is going to go down in the backfield. That's Sean Lee making his presence known early.
Broncos opened up some nice holes there, but Sean Lee was able to fill in from the backside and shut that run down before it even got back to the line of scrimmage.
He's always been
nice play
one
by
of the
Sean
better
Lee to
players
get there.
when he's healthy. As we take a look at the rest of that Cowboys defense, Malik Collins are expecting big things. Taco Charlton and DeMarcus Lawrence off the edge, and the aforementioned Jalen Smith thwarted into that starting role. He is healthy this year. And a guy to look out for is Xavier Woods, getting a start back there at the safety position as a rookie. And again, a running play this time. Plenty of room up the middle, and it's Jamal Charles this time taking the ball. And Simeon is going to go tempo here on a 3rd and 4. Interesting decision here by the Broncos.
They like the look they got, and they don't want to get out of it. They're going to slow it up, though, a little bit right here. Keep the Cowboys in that nickel look. I think that's what they're trying to do.
And it's completed over the middle to Emmanuel Sanders. Nice little throw there from Trevor Simeon, his first completion of the game. And the Broncos are in business here near midfield.
That's a great throw. That was a great throw against cover 2. He had to slide that into the hole perfectly, perfect timing. Emmanuel Sanders was able to hold on, pick up a big first down to get this drive going.
Like I said, plenty of weapons on this offense. Kind of an underrated offense due to the quarterback position, I feel like.
Very much so. Let's not forget, I mean, Virgil Green at tight end could be a very big option, along with Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas, and a boatload of running backs there.
They did let Benny Fowler go this week, who was slated to be their number 3 receiver this season.
They did bring in Marcus Wilson, though.
Cowboys load things up there. DeMarcus Lawrence blowing that play up. These teams are seeming to want to run the football, but I don't think they're choosing the right situations to do so.
No, I agree. Both teams are loading the box up right now and are daring the others to pass, and neither team is taking the bait.
Yeah, Dallas bringing that 46 look there.
Yeah, that 46 look will shut a run down immediately unless you're able to get that defense out of it or beat them to the outside.
This time the Broncos are going to try and spread them out with Jamal Charles back in the game. Simeon stepping up in the pocket. He hits Jamal Charles, who manages to hold on to that pass, getting rid of it very quickly, possibly a little too quickly there with Simeon.
Jalen Smith having himself a great opening quarter here. He's all over the middle of the field making tackles left and right.
Yeah, he was definitely viewed as a Luke Kuechly type of linebacker, maybe not to that caliber before the injury against Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl, but healthy this year. We'll see where it goes.
I'm glad to see him back. He was such an athletic player for Notre Dame, and it was a shame to see him get injured in that game in a very freak accident. So I'm glad to see him back on the field and making some impact.
Simeon operating again out of the shotgun. Dallas just brings 4. He steps into the throw across the middle. Nice
throw.
Nice throw. Confident throw, hitting Emmanuel Sanders. A good job hanging on as the coverage was draped on his back.
That's what these receivers can do for you, though. They're going to be able to get open against tight coverage and hold on in traffic.
So first down out to the 34. Not sure how the wind is blowing here today, but in Mile High, this is easy peasy work right here from this distance on the field goal game.
I didn't pay any attention to the opening kickoff.
Another inside handoff. He's just thrown down from behind to C.J. Anderson. Looked like it was going to be a successful play call there, but these linebackers are filling out for Dallas early on.
Dallas has been getting some great linebacking play, not only from Jalen Smith, but from Sean Lee and the rest of the guys. So that's going to be a big key going forward, it looks like, with the way the Broncos are playing.
Bunches left here for Simeon. He's got a man in the flat. He's going to hit him. But Anthony Brown, with that closing speed, is all over it in the flat.
Virgil Green was not able to turn upfield on that flat. The cover 2, he didn't have any chance of being able to turn that upfield. But Broncos love to see another down, most importantly right there.
With the way that the play calling is going so far in the early going, it wouldn't shock me to see a draw play here to
I agree.
Jamal Charles.
Try to get some points on the board, set yourself up for a field goal. You never know, Jamal Charles could break one.
Yeah, low risk, high reward as Dallas is out in the dollar, showing blitz here. Simeon is going to drop back. A little bit of pressure coming up the middle. Picked up nicely. Throws into traffic. Sean Lee was all over that route. Needed to put some touch out to the outside. And they hold him to a long field goal attempt here.
Simeon's rather fortunate there that only turned into a deflection and knocked down. Sean Lee had an opportunity to make a play for the interception.
And the kick is up and through. And we have our first points of the night as Denver strikes first.
I really want to see the Cowboys get a little bit more aggressive on offense. They need to turn up their play calling intensity a little bit.
Denard Robinson, I believe, showing some shake on the kick return team there. Takes it out to the 25-yard line where Dallas will once again start. And I do not believe that Ezekiel Elliott will be returning in this one.
He had muscle cramps, and it looks like the Cowboys are trying to play it conservatively. And we'll see whether or not that means he gets back for this game. That would be a shame for the Cowboys and our viewers if he's not able to make it back. Look at those total yards. Only 6 total yards for the Cowboys to this point.
Dak going to operate out of the pistol with Alfred Morris in the backfield. And some edge pressure from Denver. Dak had to get rid of it quickly, missed his target. I believe he was trying to hit Cole Beasley on the drag.
I'm not sure if that was...
Or possibly Hannah.
I think he was too. I think he was trying to hit Beasley on the drag. It didn't look like Hannah was ready to react to that ball. Looks like this Broncos defensive philosophy right now is really confusing the Cowboys and how to call their offensive sets right now. Not sure what the Cowboys are going to look to do to counter this, but they need to figure something out to get the run game going and set the pass game up off of that.
Cowboys looking to possibly run on this very favorable box here. And Alfred Morris is stuffed in the backfield again.
Jason Witten just ignores Bradley Roby on that corner blitz, and Roby gets in there for the easy tackle for a loss.
That's his second TFL on the day already. As the edge work is pretty easy for the Broncos early on.
Broncos look pretty comfortable bringing in some pressure from all over the place, and these corners are, like you said, coming in off the edge, creating lots of havoc in the Dallas backfield.
Another 3rd and long here as Dak empties things out, something we were told we would see a lot of here tonight to take advantage of the Broncos' lack of depth at cornerback. And a quick fire.
Wow.
Way too late if he was trying to hit Witten up the seam.
I don't think he needed to. I think he had plenty of time to sit back there and wait for one of those in routes to come open against cover 1. But needless to say, they're punting the ball away.
Now you're just looking to play for field position and pin him back deep with that wind in the favor of the Cowboys as he does send it back inside the 5-yard line, and it's going to bounce into the end zone. Unfortunate there for Dallas, who has been very out of sorts, to say the least, offensively so far.
I'd like to see the Cowboys work some more ISO runs up the middle, take advantage of those big guards that they have, and the center, Travis Frederick. I think isolations, dives, inside zones will really do themselves some good work right here when they get the ball back.
Simeon going to try and work the stretch play, and off edge again, it's Sean Lee. He has been everywhere in run support so far.
Sean Lee reading that play perfectly and getting around the edge before anyone can get to him on the reach blocks.
He is playing like the healthy, elite Sean Lee that the Cowboys thought they were getting out of Penn State.
And like you said earlier, he's had so many injuries in his career. It's so great to see him, just like Jalen Smith, healthy and really just playing some great defense out here on this season.
Simeon going to drop. Nice pickup on the blitz there, but he's brought down on the reach sack.
Who was that? Was that Jalen Smith?
Jalen Smith along with DeMarcus Lawrence. Jamal Charles put up a little bit of a fight, but the reach sack there, a thing of beauty. that Madden has added this year.
I thought Simeon did a great job of stepping up in that pocket, but Jalen Smith's effort just won out over that.
And now again, another 3rd and long in this matchup. 3rd and 15 from inside their own 20-yard line for Denver as Virgil Green goes in motion, and they're just going to hand it off to Jamal Charles, who might be able to break this, riding his defender, his offensive lineman there.
Almost. Not quite enough.
And Sean Lee again says no. A nice pickup there. He might have been able to house that thing if he got around. Jordan Lewis and Sean Lee on that tackle.
He was really trying to ride Billy Turner for the first down, and like you said, just couldn't quite stay on it long enough.
So 1 quarter in the books, some conservative play calling, some nerves definitely showing in the passing game on the Dallas Cowboys side of things. Denver being conservative in their own right, probably more likely due to the struggles of Simeon and the fact that their defense does have Dallas somewhat on the ropes here as early as it is in the game.
I like seeing Denver trying to establish this run game. They're going to have to do that in order to have any success in the passing game. But let's see what the Cowboys can do here to get their run game underway. I really think they need to work some more inside runs. Quit trying to pass early. I think you need to get those 4 to 5 yards on first down and go from there.
Obviously, blocking has been an issue, but you'd like to see possibly Darren McFadden or Rod Smith work their way in here as well, alongside of Alfred Morris.
I think they also need to pay attention to where Von Miller is on that defense. Run away from him to start most of these plays.
They're going to spread it out wide again here on first down. Dak making some changes at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to find a target over the middle. That's Terrence Williams, and an easy first down.
That's a good throw by Dak.
Surprised to see them maybe not have considered going tempo there. They do like their advantages with Ryan Switzer and Cole Beasley matching up at the bottom of the Broncos' depth at cornerback.
That was interesting seeing the Cowboys spreading they're spreading out a lot here. Like you said, we expected that coming in, but I think that really negates a lot of their strengths in the run block game.
Right, putting a lot more on the heels of Dak Prescott as he was probably looking to hit Witten on that stop-and-go route, but Von Miller comes swimming in.
Look at that pressure.
Edge.
Broncos are not scared of these Cowboys receivers. They want to leave their secondary man-to-man out there and bring the pressure on Dak, make him make some quick decisions.
Yeah, they definitely trust Chris Harris Jr. and Aqib Talib, no doubt about that. Bradley Roby, a young corner in the nickel.
As they should. Those guys are very talented defenders out there, all of them. Roby can make up for a lot of his defensive inefficiencies with his athleticism.
Back now with Denard Robinson in the backfield. He's going to hand it to him, and he's got a nice little hole there. Closed down quickly by Von Miller. He has been on both sides of the field. They've been utilizing him properly today, and he has been a menace defensively.
Shoelace had a nice little cutback lane there, but as you said, Von Miller was able to close that down very quickly from the front side and take away any type of cutback lane that Denard may have had for bigger yardage. Cowboys really need a first down here just to keep this thing going.
Darren McFadden checking in for the first time tonight. And he has him, but playing the flat very, very nicely as Chris Harris Jr. brings him down for just a gain of 5 there.
Chris Harris Jr. did a nice job of carrying that vertical just long enough before the drag was able to be played. Great defense by Chris Harris there.
And again, Dallas is forced to punt the ball, this time into the wind. Some good field position coming for Denver possibly, if they can get a block here, and they do. And a fumble is on the field.
Oh no!
Recovered by Denver.
Oh, who was that with that recovery? Was that Chris Harris? That 26?
And that is Darian Stewart.
Darian Stewart with the nice recovery. Heads up play.
Shouts out Krilla. Back
Krilla's
in the shout
back.
Box. Simeon changing the play in the backfield. Trips left out of the pistol. Looking over the middle, a nice little sit-down route from, is that Virgil? I don't think that's Virgil.
No, I don't believe that is Virgil. That is, 1 second, let me check that Marcus Wilson maybe, 89?
It is Marcus Wilson.
That was that was Marcus Wilson.
Their waiver claim, replacing Benny Fowler.
And Cody Latimer, I believe as well. Or at least replacing Cody Latimer in the starting lineup.
Right.
Taking a job over him.
Nice job sitting down inside of that open area there. Possible running situation here from Denver. And they will hand it inside to CJ, who is just stonewalled again. This time it is Stefan Paya.
We see now that the Broncos do not want to give up on this run game. They're doing everything they can to keep the Cowboys honest out there. Cowboys are doing a nice job, though. It's going to be a matter of big plays, I think, in this game. Someone's going to make a big play, and that's going to be the difference maker in the first half, hopefully.
Definitely missing Paredes up the middle there at the center position early on, because they cannot run in that A and B gap.
And missing Ronald Littery as well.
It did pick up Alan Barbary, former Eagle, to play that right guard position up the seam there and holding on. What a catch again by Emmanuel Sanders. Catching traffic ain't no thing for Emmanuel here so far tonight.
Trevor Siemian with a perfectly timed pass out there, threading the needle on that little skinny post, and Emmanuel Sanders holding on to that ball perfectly. Great throw, great read by Siemian out there. Didn't hesitate making that throw. It's major key against his own defenses.
Siemian in the I formation here.
Cowboys back in his 46 look to maybe stuff down the run.
Making some changes, and it's going to be a play action bootleg with a flag down on the field in the area of holding.
That looks like it'll be holding.
And it is on Alan Barbary, shifting back into his right guard position that he played with Philadelphia.
That's a huge call. I mean, anytime you lose 10 yards on offense, it's never a good thing. But putting them back in 1st and 20 and, you know, beyond midfield, both killers right now for this Broncos offense.
Siemian now out of the shotgun. Looking to the left sideline, and he's got a man there.
Great throw.
Nice gain. Easy pass and catch. Emmanuel Sanders, his go-to man here tonight.
Emmanuel Sanders has been doing some work. 4 catches now.
Siemian looking over the middle, and that route was smothered.
That was covered. That was a great defense out there by, let me look that up. Who is 33 on the Cowboys?
Is that a Woozy?
I bet it was a
The
Woozy.
rookie? It is, yes.
Chidobe Awuzie with nice defensive play out there in man coverage.
They love what he brings to the table as a young press corner, joining Orlando Skandrick and Anthony Brown. They also picked up Jordan Lewis later on in the draft. They are looking nice as a team in the quarterback position pretty much this whole cycle. And again, another 3rd and long here. And over the middle, a nice throw there from Siemian as he was moving to his right.
Did
And
Sanders
again,
hold on to that too?
He finds Emmanuel Sanders. Catching traffic is nothing to this man tonight.
Emmanuel Sanders decided to show up for this primetime game, put the Cowboys on alert that he's ready to show up and make these plays. I want to see him make a touchdown break, though.
Xavier Woods playing a deep safety in a cover 3 shell here. And he might have gotten caught. And pass interference on Anthony Brown as they went over the top into that void left by the young rookie Xavier Woods. I don't know who they were picking on there. Demarius Thomas, possibly. So that'll set this up. First and goal at the 4-yard line for Denver. Looking to go up two scores.
Big opportunity for the Broncos to go up 2 scores. And remember, they get the ball coming out in the half, too.
Let's see if their offensive line can get it together here down in the trenches.
Demarius isolated on the right side. Could we see a fade to him?
They send a man in motion. C.J. Anderson is just going to waltz right up the middle.
Great blocking, like you said, by that Denver interior line.
So Denver with the first touchdown of the night as well. And they will go up 10-0. And I know it's early. I know we're only halfway through the second quarter, but what can Dallas do to get back into this game? With the way Denver's playing, they're feeding off the home crowd energy. Von Miller has been a menace. They're not backing down. They're bringing the heat. They're not backing down from this offensive line.
It's time for Cowboys fans to be concerned out there. We are seeing, though, a lot of edge pressure by the Broncos, and like I said on the last drive, I really do think that the Cowboys need to get back, go under center, run dives, ISOs, zones, traps, run the ball inside, let your massive offensive line do that work. But instead, the Cowboys seem set on trying to spread the Broncos out.
Again, with a somewhat spread look here, Alfred Morris in the backfield.
Got Des Bryant in the slot.
And Dak is going to step into a throw, and it is picked off. Picked off by Aqib Talib, and he is shoestring tackled there by Jonathan Cooper, or he was housing that.
I think Dak missed the initial read to Alfred Morris in the flat, and then he tried to get too aggressive on the corner out. I think that was a mistake.
He had Morris in the flat. He had Witten on the block and release over the middle. Instead, he took the risky throw. And Dak is clearly rattled here tonight.
Trevor Siemian has an opportunity to put this game in a very bad situation for Cowboys.
Trips right here for Siemian.
Cowboys, are they bringing pressure? No, they're going to sit back and
he floats one out there, and it is caught in the back of the end zone.
Did he keep his feet in? Yes, he did.
Virgil Green going to work.
Touchdown catch.
What a throw by Trevor Siemian. Put it in a perfect spot, and just like that, Denver is up 17-0.
What a throw by Siemian. He dropped that in over Jalen Smith's head into Virgil Green's hands, and Xavier Woods was playing up in coverage and was not able to recover. Great throw by Siemian and connecting with Virgil Green.
This is huge right now, going up against this opponent for Siemian after what transpired last week for this offense, and specifically for him, throwing 4 interceptions.
This is, like you said, a huge rebound game for him. Cowboys now, they got to get their foot down on the pedal and go. Got to figure some offense things out on the fly. They can't sit back and try to adapt anymore.
Dak facing a loaded box here. He's going to hand it to Alfred Morris, who almost squeezed through a hole there.
Is that Todd Davis with the nice tackle?
And he is brought down on that play for a no gain yet again as they tried to run the ball behind Lyle Collins.
I believe that was Brandon Marshall, not Todd Davis. What are you seeing out of this Cowboys offense? What do you think? Is it just a Denver out defense outplaying them at this point?
At this point, I'm trying to find something. I don't know if they're shocked at Zeke going down. But off the edge again is Von Miller. Shaquille Barrett, I'm sorry. Unblocked off the edge.
It looked like Dak Prescott misidentified the blitzer. He tried to identify the corner blitz coming in, and instead the left tackle just totally missed then on Shaq Barrett coming in off the edge pressure. That's a mistake by Dak right there. That's going to cost them some big yardage.
This Denver Broncos defense is eaten at this point. They are pinning their ears back and coming after Dak Prescott, who's the most rattled we've ever seen him in his career.
And they have no reason to go away from that philosophy right now. They have all the confidence in the world that they can keep this up.
Darren McFadden back into the ball game in the backfield. Dak making some adjustments.
Denver corners backing off in coverage.
And Dak's throwing it wildly. Missed time throw on the deep in route there, looking for Terrence Williams. And again, a 4th down punt from deep in their own territory for Dallas.
Dak made a good read there, but being the armchair quarterbacks that we are, it looks like he could have benefited from stepping up in the pocket and saving himself another half second before firing that in there.
This was Isaiah McKenzie on the return again for a couple of yards, and Denver, with the wind at their backs, will take over at the 34-yard line.
Another nice special teams play there by Awobi. He's been all over the place. I believe he may have been the one that forced the fumble earlier as well. Awuzie, I'm sorry.
Is this a panic-type situation for the Dallas defense? Must-stop situation here as we're approaching halftime?
Yes, I believe it is. Considering that the Broncos get the ball in the first drive of the second half, you can't afford to go down by any more than 3 possessions.
Simeon with a quick 3-step drop in trouble, and he's hit.
Ooh.
But I believe he got the ball out. That was Taco Charlton bringing some pressure off the edge.
He got the ball off, but he is rather fortunate that that was not anything worse than an incomplete pass.
Simeon rolling right into him there. Had plenty of time and the ability to step up in the pocket from what I could see there.
Cowboys front 4 getting some pressure there. It's good to see. Broncos have some offensive line deficiencies out there. Taco Charlton making things work out there against that right tackle. But 17 total yards for the Cowboys offense. That is the story of the game right now.
Play action screen. Looks to be set up nicely. And McKenzie couldn't break it away down the sideline, but they do pick up a nice first down, creative first down there from Denver, making things simple for Trevor Siemian tonight.
Jalen Smith may have made a touchdown-saving tackle there, but as you said, that's still enough to pick up a first down, keep the clock moving, and get within 15 yards of potential field goal territory.
And Dallas was daring him to pass at the beginning of this game, stacking the box, stopping the run for nearly nothing, and now Siemian is boiling with confidence.
This Broncos play calling just continues to gain momentum every single down.
C.J. Anderson with a little quick spin back inside, and Malik Collins was all over that one as Sean Lee was coming free around the outside yet again.
Looked like C.J. may have had a tiny hole if he could have kept pressing the stretch play, but I don't think he would have been able to pick up any more than 2 or 3 yards on the play. So nothing lost there with a spin move to come back into the traffic. Interesting to see the Cowboys bring the pressure as they've been continuously beat by Siemian making great throws out there in one-on-one coverage.
A little bit of heat there from Dallas, but Siemian again stepping into a confident throw and finding who else but Emmanuel Sanders. Another
Emmanuel
catch in
Sanders
traffic.
now has 6 for 75 on the game. I don't know what the Cowboys are going to be able to do, but they have to make some adjustments at halftime to identify him before every snap and make sure they're covering that area of the field. Simeon's doing a nice job of dicing up zone coverage out here.
I think they need to consider just putting Anthony Brown on him for the rest of the game if they want to play man, or start working some more zone looks into this game.
Doesn't look to be a favorable run box for the Broncos.
And it is picked off by Xavier Woods.
Great play. What did he do? He tried to force a ball into Emmanuel Sanders, had him open at first, but Woods with an amazing defensive play to spotlight Emmanuel Sanders out there.
And Woods totally came off of Virgil Green there. He was wide open up the seam if the ball was held for just a second longer.
Woods knew, though, what the Broncos were looking for, trying to pick up that first down, playing the underneath route.
Read the
Great
eyes.
savvy play by Woods.
And the rookie we highlighted in the beginning coming up big as Dak with an off-target throw to Jason Witten. Unable to turn it up the field. He does pick up a couple of yards, but a more accurate throw, he might have been able to turn it up for 8, 9, possibly even a first down.
Dak made a great read there, hitting the flat against cover 3, but like you said, if he could have led that up the field more, that could have been 10, 12 yards for Jason Witten.
We are now at the 2-minute warning with Dallas threatening here. This would be huge to capitalize on that turnover heading into halftime.
Dallas is in a very precarious situation here on 2nd and 7. They need to look to score, but they also want to make sure that they don't leave too much time for the Broncos with as quickly as they've been hitting on offense. The Broncos are stacking the box, taking away any run opportunities, it looks like.
Dak looking at the corner route again, and it's Bradley Roby picking it off this time.
Dak
has
to look for his checkdowns.
Cole Beasley bringing him down with a face mask, and it gets even worse as Denver will now take over at the 34-yard line.
Darren McFadden was sitting wide open as a check down. Darren could have picked up an easy 7 or 8 yards there, picked up the first down and kept things moving, but instead it turns out to be an interception for the Cowboys.
And this has got to be into the mind of Dak Prescott at this point. Do you even dare the possibility of bringing Cooper Rush in the second half, or do you just see if your defense can make you another play here?
No, I think you got to stick with Dak. He's your quarterback.
And they're going to hit him over the top as Xavier Woods this time abandons his zone, and it's Emmanuel Sanders again.
Who else?
And he gets into the end zone now.
Broncos just, Xavier Woods made him pay last time for some aggressive defense, but guess what? Trevor Siemian got him back right there.
Recognizing Xavier Woods, sorry. Freelancing out there in the middle of the field, coming way up from his position and just taking the top off of the defense.
I like the aggressiveness by Woods, but that play call was perfect to take advantage of him seeing the shake by the tight end in the middle. And what did Siemian do? Whoop! Hit it over the top.
Cowboys have got to get something positive to close this half out.
Positive, but they have to stay safe with their throws and reads. They cannot afford a turnover in Denver's side of the field.
Denver showing some press coverage all the way around right now. Cole Beasley's going to run that drag. He's got it all day long. Instead, he throws it over the middle, and if the pass was accurate, it was picked off again. He had Cole Beasley the entire way on that drag route for 10, 15 yards at least.
Is it me, or does Dak just look uncomfortable in the pocket? He seems to be missing his first reads. Just seems to have some happy feet, like he's trying to throw the ball too early. He feels like there's pressure there when there's really not.
He's definitely shook out there. This time he makes a nice read. Jason Witten is blown up
nice
by
read.
Darian Stewart. And they're going to go tempo here as we're down to 1:30 in the half.
Now's the time, and I like this look if they can run a screen here.
They are going to run a play-action screen, but it's blown up, recognized all the way by Bradley Roby as he just beats his man to the point of attack.
Nice read by Roby, coming off of his blitz to be able to pick up that screen.
And he is full of confidence as well here, joining his two teammates on the edges in that secondary.
Look at Aqib Talib out there. He's been shutting Dez Bryant down. Dez has not even, other than that opening drive, has
and
not
Dak
been
makes another late read and another pick, and this one's going to go all the way to the house. And he had
Denver
Terrence
secondary
Williams
is
over the
feasting.
top if he wanted to take the risk. And that is the rookie Lansley with the pick 6. He had Terrence Williams over the top one-on-one if he wanted to take the shot.
Denver, though, was sitting in that 3-deep man defense, and there was just a bad throw, late, like you said, a late read, late throw. How big, from a 1 to 10, how big of a shock is this right now? 31-0 before the half.
Easily a 10.
Easily a 10, I agree. With the way both teams played last week, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised at all by a close game, but for the Broncos to come out and just lay a beating down on the Cowboys, huge shock.
You got to run the ball if you're Dallas here. They're looking to spread the field
are the
out
Cowboys,
again.
Are the Cowboys really looking to double down and try to? Wow, this could.
At this point, you're just
I guess, what do you have to
deteriorating
lose?
Dak Prescott's confidence if he
What do you have to
continues to play
lose?
like this.
Yeah.
But they are going to throw it. And he's looking over the middle again, just inaccurate. And if it's accurate, it's picked off again. Dallas needs to get
Denver
out
out
of this
here,
half.
Denver has no fear on defense right now, and the Cowboys are not instilling any fear in them. They're doing nothing to make the Denver defense fear them.
Dak's going to take off here, avoid a couple hits. They just need to let this clock run down.
I think that's what they're looking to do.
Let this clock run down, take a knee, get to the locker room, and figure out what in the world is going on tonight.
I wonder what the if the Cowboys could get this game started over again. I wonder if they would place a higher emphasis on the run game instead of trying to spread the Broncos out, because obviously the secondary still shut them down.
And they're going to throw it again on a Texas route to Alfred Morris, who does pick up positive yardage. They can call a timeout and try and play for a field goal with that wind in the face.
Still need another 20 yards probably to be in field goal position. So Dak's going to have to make some good reads because you know the Broncos are going to sit back in coverage.
Let's see if they try and bring any kind of pressure here, if they just play drop coverage. And they are going to bring 4. And he finds him on a corner route. Cole Beasley getting loose on Darian Stewart there. And a nice pickup. And they burned their last time out. You cannot...
Dak cannot take a sack.
Sketchy. This is a sketchy situation with the way they're playing.
I'd kick
the way
the
their
field goal.
mind is right now. I would have let that thing run down and be happy that you were about to get 3 points, call that timeout with 3 or 4 seconds left in the half.
It looks like Dak wants to take a shot into the end zone. I don't blame him here, but you got to make sure you get the pass off and you don't throw an interception. The way the half is gone, I don't know if I would trust that.
Dak joining the backfield with Denard Robinson. Dez has been silent out wide.
Dez is isolated on the right, but it looks like the Broncos are going to stay over the top on him.
He's going to take an end zone shot, and he had Witten with an inside leverage there, but he just missed him. His accuracy is shot. His confidence is shot. And there's still 7 seconds left, and it looks like Jason Garrett's going to bring the field goal unit out.
Looks like the Broncos were not prepared, or maybe they're trying to ice Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey, though, is not going to be iced.
And how insane in the CFL would it be with a block here, as he might have missed this left.
Did he miss it?
And he did. He went over full power on the meter and missed accuracy way left. And he pays for it.
The way the half has gone for the Cowboys, that is not surprising, unfortunately.
That's the half in a nutshell. Looking like Kenny out there kicking field goals.
Well,
shout out
Broncos,
to Kenny for missing a 28-yard field goal earlier.
Good job, Kenny. Got a nice win, though. All right, so what do you do here if you're the Cowboys?
I'd just pack it up, get in the locker room, and get ready to watch the Browns and the Ravens after this game.
Browns and the Ravens, that'll be a great rekindling of an AFC North and CFL rivalry between two very good users.
Yeah, we'll try and make sure it's not a old-fashioned
31-0
whooping
beatdown
like this rivalry renewed.
Boy, the Broncos head coach is going to leave nothing. I'm sure he's going to spare no. He's going to keep come after this Cowboys coaching staff.
He wants
when
a
they
college.
finish.
He wants a college score right here, I would think.
I would hope so. Yes. He wants to remind the Cowboys of what could have happened if he would have stayed in the division.
Some nice blocking there, and Jalen Smith just breaking free to make the play. And I wasn't really paying attention to the circle on the running back from a Madden standpoint if Turbo was engaged, and then the Madden weirdness kicked in, but
I wasn't either.
I think that was Dalton Freeman trying to get up to the second level with that block, so not surprising to see him losing on that situation to Jalen Smith either.
Losing 2 starters on the offensive line between Paradis and Leary. The Broncos have done a nice job of keeping things moving just enough. Even though CJ only has 10 for 10. But I like what they've done on offense, especially with what their defense has done. It's been a no-brainer for them.
Be huge to pick up a first down here and continue to just chew some clock out of this third quarter early on with the first drive of the half.
Yeah, I mean, if you punt the ball away and give the Cowboys decent field position, you never know what could happen. Jamal Charles in the game. Maybe run a draw.
Might be with the way that it's looked in this dollar defense, and they will hand it to him inside. He's actually going to take it off tackle. And he's stuffed for nothing.
I'm okay with that play call by the Broncos. There's no need to force anything in the air. Honestly, I'd be surprised if Simeon throws another pass the rest of this half.
Denver is going to send this one away in the direction of Switzer, and it bounces into and out of the back of the end zone.
That's okay. I'm sure the Broncos are happy to take a 50-yard net gain on that punt, even after the touchback. Looks like the Cowboys coaching staff may have a little bit of a beef with their training staff regarding the Ezekiel Elliott injury. But it looks like Zeke is back.
Back in. They held him out for the half, and they're going to give it to him. First play, he's got plenty of running room. And instead of trying to run right through the safety there, he tries a nice double juke. Picks up 9, and there's that run blocking we expected to see at the beginning of the game.
I think looking back on it, that's going to be the key to how the Broncos got out and took their care of this game. They shut down the Cowboys' offensive line from the beginning and basically made them into a one-dimensional team first half.
Back to throw. He's going to throw it over top. He's got a man out there. It's Des Bryant with a reaching catch. And he just burns Aqib Talib. He finally got some space. Nice adjustment at the line, and Dallas finally on the board with an explosive play of their own.
Aqib Talib came up and abandoned his deep third from the initial snap, but just wasn't able to recover.
And some boos from the fans in Denver. I guess they wanted that shutout in that rivalry matchup. They know these two coaches have a heated rivalry dating back years in this league, as McKenzie takes it from his own 5, and he will get out to the 26. Denver now, you got to put together at least one first down and run some clock out on this drive after that scoring
I was just going to say
strike.
that was a very quick score by the Cowboys, and if the Cowboys have any thought of getting back in this game, they needed that, and they need a 3-and-out right here. The Broncos cannot afford to be too conservative with their play calling.
Simeon back to pass. He's got a man in the flat, and he will finally get it out to him. And that is C.J. Anderson picking up 5 yards.
Good pocket presence by Simeon there. He had a little bit of pressure coming from the right side and was able to avoid it and get the ball off to C.J. Anderson to pick up 4 yards.
And if the result stands, a big, big bounce-back game for the Broncos here tonight.
It is. It would put them, I believe, right back in the AFC West after a Week 1 loss. They need this to get back to 1-1. Starting 0-2 would have been a terrible start.
Simeon making some adjustments at the line. He's going to fake the inside handoff to Charles, and he hits Emmanuel. There goes that man again. Tries a stutter step move, and the ball's ripped out, and Dallas has got it.
Oh, no. Dallas has it. Emmanuel Sanders with the nice play, but what a strip.
And there's the rookie Awuzie with the rip.
The Dallas coaching staff obviously talked to their players on the sidelines and said, go get that ball. And what did they do? They got it.
And Dallas utilizing the new coaching adjustments this Madden.
All right, now the Cowboys come out with a little pep in their step.
And there's some pep in the Broncos step. They blow that thing up in the backfield with a 0 blitz. Not the right time for an outside zone against that look.
It feels like the Cowboys are just too predictable when they run that ball on first down. The Broncos know it.
Dak now with 3 wide. Dez in the slot. And Denver's showing a blitz. And they're going to hand it. No, it's a read option. Dak, nice job keeping outside? The ball. And he gets to the outside and picks up the first down. Fooled me on that one.
Great decision by Dak with the read the I believe that would have been Shaq Barrett coming in and just stayed upfield long enough for Dak to keep it and get outside the tackle box.
But
that was a big first down.
Something going. Trying to make this somewhat of a game as we approach the mid-third quarter.
I think you'll start to see the Broncos go away from their aggressive defense. They can't get beat deep.
Over the middle into a triple team, and there's old reliable Jason Witten holding on.
Jason Witten was showing some great hands there.
Still got it. And they need him this year after losing their prodigy from the basketball world, Rico Gathers. He was looking good in the preseason. Lost him for the year.
Shoelace in the backfield, trying to run a counter.
Trying to get too creative, trying to get too cute out here. With their offensive line, you'd think they'd just try and slam that up the middle and take advantage of Damata Pecco and their weaker,
just run that ball.
Their weaker 3-down linemen that they have in Denver.
Just run it straight ahead, and you're exactly right. Looks like the Cowboys are back into the mindset of spreading the Broncos out here for a 3rd down, potentially.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw play here. This might be 4-down territory for Dallas. I think it's got to be 4-down territory.
I think Dak's going to check out, but that's not a favorable look for a draw.
Unblocked off the edge, and Jason Witten is there again, holding on, hit from behind by Darian Stewart on that play. A lot of deep routes there for just a 3rd and 3, and he's lucky to have gotten rid of that as Shaq Barrett, I believe, was coming off the edge unblocked again.
He sure was, but Dak made a confident throw in over top of the linebacker and the coverage over the middle.
He did a nice job to step up in the pocket.
Do the Cowboys have a
drop, lobbing it over the top, lobbing it for Cole Beasley there.
I actually liked the throw. That was a good read. He got rid of it before the safety could make his way over, the free safety in the deep middle coverage. I like that shot play, actually. You got to find a way to get into the end zone now. I mean, a field goal is okay, but a touchdown would make this a ball game again, heading into the latter part of the 3rd quarter.
Going to hand it to Zeke with some running room, and he's gone. Zeke
gone.
to the house for the touchdown. And finally, the Cowboys' offensive line flexing their muscles as Dallas looks to make it a 31-14 game.
Run that inside dive.
And they're actually going to go for 2 here and try and make it a 16-point game.
I like it. Great strategy by the Cowboys head coach. They have Dez maybe in ISO.
He's going to hand it off up the middle, and nice work on the interior there. And that's Zach Kerr making that play, shedding the block.
It's a big stop. Keep this an 18-point game. Now it is 3 possessions still.
McKenzie taking that one out to the 29-yard line where Denver will look to run clock again. Still plenty of time left here in the 3rd quarter.
This is a big drive right here. Love to see the Broncos pick up just one first down, keep this clock moving.
Charles had a lane and a face mask on Sean
Oh.
Lee as he just was reaching for something to prevent that. Looked like it could have been housed there from Jamal Charles. He does still have most of that speed left.
Looks like the Cowboys coaching staff is going to give Sean Lee and the rest of the defense a heads up to maybe tone the aggressiveness on the tackling down. Not necessarily looking for a turnover with the way the offense has responded here to open the third quarter.
Denver near
Just a
midfield and running the clock.
Just a simple punt. A simple punt here would do the Cowboys wonders.
Jalen Smith again, saving the day with that aggressive tackle.
I'd love to see what Jalen Smith's tackle stats are on the game. Only 5 tackles. It feels like he's been all over the place, though.
Certainly has, as he worked over that pulling guard Barbary on that play, saving a touchdown.
That was a good one-on-one play there by Jalen Smith, showing why he was potentially a top 5 pick before that injury, like you mentioned before, against Ohio State.
2 tight end look. Derby into the game.
Can Emmanuel Sanders get loose again? That is the question, I think, on this play.
And they go play action and throw it back to the other side, and there he is.
What a catch.
There he is, working the sideline like a professional.
Emmanuel Sanders, I mean, saw that man coverage, and his mouth just started watering, knowing he had that double move to the outside corner.
He's up
He
over
set him up
150
perfectly.
yards on the day on 9 receptions, and
He's feasting.
he's giving Dallas the Antonio Brown treatment right now, the former Steeler.
The Broncos have the wind at their back. They could easily knock a field goal in here if they need to.
Simeon back to throw, hitting across the middle, and there he is again, Emmanuel Sanders. He's going to pick up 8. We'll call it 7.
Didn't seem like much, but it turned into a 7-yard pickup. Nice pickup for Simeon and the Broncos on first down.
His 10th catch on the day. He's been moved all over the field by Denver. They've done a great job keeping him involved in the offense as a focal point today.
They've really done it's been a nice creative job, like you said, moving him around, all kinds of different routes for him. We've seen everything from a drag to a corner to the deep post for that touchdown. He's done work all over the field. Here he is lined up on the right side of this formation.
Clock running down. Denver looks to chew it. Simeon making changes at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, Xavier Woods picked the wrong hole to line him up in.
Yes, he did.
He thought he had him, but he picked the wrong hole. That's a nice play by C.J. Anderson to pick up the right gap as well to avoid Xavier Woods coming in heavy there.
The halfback wham, man, the staple of the Pats fan offense from last Madden or 2 Maddens ago.
It's a very good play. Get a pulling tight end in there. Wow, Simeon wants to keep this pressure on.
He's going to roll left. He's still rolling.
Aggressive throw. Is that Byron Jones?
Very aggressive throw as Byron Jones breaks it up.
I'm very surprised that Simeon did not either take off running and keep the clock moving or at least chuck it away. But hey, all's the same with an incomplete pass.
At this point, Dallas is just trying to find a turnover on that field, looking for one.
And I think at this point in the drive, Dallas has to balance forcing a turnover versus keeping the Broncos. It's still a 3-possession game with a field goal at 21 points. That has to be priority 1B.
Another man look here as they try and stretch it. Jamal Charles squeezing through an opening.
The Cowboys are not afraid right now to give up that touchdown for a 25-point lead, which would put this game into a 4-possession territory. They're bringing blitzes every single down, it feels like. What do you do here if you're the Broncos? Do you target Emmanuel Sanders or do you play it safe?
Hand the ball off to Jamal Charles on a draw. Showing some man coverage again is Dallas. And that has
Great
been
decision.
They do hand it inside to Charles, who's blown up again at the line of scrimmage by Malik Collins.
Malik Collins shedding that interior block fairly easily, but I think the Broncos would be happy here. Take that field goal and get out of here with a 21-point lead.
Been a noticeable difference in the center of that line for Denver with Dalton Freeman getting the start in place of Paredes.
That is a big loss. Fortunately for Broncos fans, they only have another 2 weeks if they can hold on with this one. And, you know, that would be big to get him back. And let's see what their schedule sets up for the next 2 weeks. They've got the Bills, which will be a tough defensive line to handle without Paredes. But then they have the Raiders in the week after that, which the interior of the Raiders, they may be able to be okay in that game. How quick can the Cowboys score, I think, is the question here. Oh, there it is.
It's caught by Dez. What a catch. Did not see that one coming.
No, I did not.
Did not see that result coming when the ball was in the air.
Can Zeke cannot turn the corner. Really playing some nice defense there, not getting caught up in the play action and maintaining coverage on Zeke on that little leak out after the play action pass. Nice play by the Ohio State Buckeye graduate.
Approaching the end of the third quarter here. Dallas in clear 4-down territory. Alfred Morris in the ball game.
Oh!
Nice outside run there. Morris down to the 31-yard line, and we will end the third. At what point, if you're Dallas, do you pack it in and just... No.
No, you're not close yet. You're only down 21 points. You got the ball at the 30-yard line. You got to score this drive, though. But if you can score this drive, this ball game is far from over. So lots of pressure here on Dak. He's got to keep this thing rolling, though. Cowboys will look much, much better this second half. Much more composed in the passing game.
Dak coming out in the shotgun, joined by Zeke Elliott. Dez again in the slot left. He's got Zeke right away out the flat. He's going to hit him. And a nice break on the ball by Chris Harris Jr., who was playing that flat zone and had his head into the backfield.
I think if I were the Cowboys, I'd be looking to get Dez on some more isolation routes. Even right there, he just ran a simple whip route that was going to be a very short, really take away his ability to make a big play over the top. I think you need to try to find him over the top. That's a pick.
And that might do it here. He was trying to find Terrence Williams on the end. Again, a mistimed route.
Good again, as we talked about in the first half, good read, but I believe that pressure coming in probably forced him to make the throw too early. Like you said, mistimed it.
Honestly, depending on how the next couple of minutes go, if you guys want to keep watching this game, you can tune into D11 stream, but Browns and Ravens is ready to kick off.
I agree. We may be taking this away to other coverage here very shortly. But let's see how this drive shakes out. See what happens. So if this result does hold, what does this mean? We already talked about what this means for the Broncos getting back into it in the AFC West, but what does it mean for the Cowboys in the NFC East?
I don't think it changes much. I think that Dallas can kind of throw this one away. We'll see what Philadelphia does this week. They're playing Kansas City, VGP. You would think that they should be able to take care of that one and improve to 2-0. But other than that, the Giants, they already have one up on the Giants from week 1. And
the Giants lost
took another
week
one
2
against the Lions today. 2 tough opponents to open your season up with.
It is tough, but as we talk about here in the CFL, every game is a tough game. You cannot overlook any game.
Right. Again, running.
Simeon out here getting risky.
Simeon, you're getting very risky. Almost picked off by Orlando Scandrick, whose name I have not called yet tonight at all.
I believe that Simeon had enough room there. He could have picked up those 4 yards on the ground. But we'll kick it away and see what the Cowboys offense can do as they get this ball back. One last chance for a comeback, I believe.
And that one angles out of bounds at the 36-yard line, where Dak will make his last stand of the night with 9 minutes left in this one.
Zeke running the ball. This is a bit surprising. Got to go no huddle here if you're
Lit up there by Chris Harris. And yeah, they're not going to go no huddle.
This is a surprising move to me. I would have thought that no huddle would have been critical there, especially after a run play. You picked up 4 yards. Keep it moving.
Zeke will join Dak in the backfield again on this play as they look to set up the running back screen, and it is there. Outruns his blockers, cuts it back inside, and picks up about 7 or 8 yards. Bring up a 3rd and 3, and no urgency out of the Cowboys here.
This is shocking. I cannot believe that the Cowboys just huddling up after every play. Seems like they've almost mailed it in themselves already. Taking their first time out here. So what does the primetime schedule look like coming up? What's the next primetime game we have?
We will be slotting in a week 4 through week 6 game. It was originally scheduled to be the week 6 matchup between the Vikings and the the Saints and the Lions, but the Lions will not be able to make that one work as Dak has all day to run to the right. He could have gained 30 or 40 yards there, but he holds it and takes the sack.
He looked like he wanted to get sacked there.
So it'll bring up a 4th and 6. We will be reviewing the schedule to pick out another game. I believe one that was tempting. Trying to find it.
Take a shot to Terrence Williams. Oh no, Terrence Williams had him beat over the top.
He did, and it should have been picked off there.
Better for the Broncos to have not been picked off, right?
Dropping deep into coverage.
So you were speaking of a Packers potential Week 6 game, was that right?
Yes.
Who are they matching up with? Do you know that off the top of your head in Week 6?
I do not, but I can find out momentarily. C.J. Anderson still in the ball game and dragging defenders for about 8 yards there.
Anytime that we could get a Aaron Rodgers sighting on CFL Primetime along with that receiving core, that would never be a bad thing.
It was the Saints and the Packers.
Oh, I see.
It was an upcoming primetime game in that schedule slot. Simeon gonna go play action. Is broken up there by Wilson.
It is obvious just how much this Broncos coach wants to put points on the board still. Does not want to let the Cowboys get away with just a 21-point loss, it looks like. So as it looks like we start to wrap this game up, are there any great performances around the league from week 1 especially that surprised you particularly?
The Broncos' performance in week 1.
Nice bounce back game here though. Very big bounce back for them here.
I would also say the Rams knocking off the Colts in real life and the CFL was kind of surprising, regardless of luck playing or not playing.
That was a big game. What do you think about the Jaguars going in and taking out the Texans here in the league?
Didn't get to catch that one, but Leonard Fournette had a amazing debut.
Leonard Fournette with a coming out party, week 1.
Didn't ask Bortles to do much of anything. He only attempted 11 passes. Fournette with 30 carries for 145 yards. And his long was a 52-yard gain. Scored a touchdown as well.
One other team that I was very impressed by, and I get to see them up close and personal here in week 2, look like tomorrow night or tomorrow evening, would be the Carolina Panthers. That run game, they just manhandled them. The 49ers in every facet of the game.
Indeed, they did a little play action on the end around. Floating it as Dak. They still want to throw the ball and want to try and put points on the board.
Cam Newton only had to throw the ball 9 times last week. 9 times, 6 of 9 for 54 yards.
9 times.
That's it.
I just need Dr. Strange to get on Madden so we can kick our game off at this point. That's all I want.
Heading into that game, what do you see? The Browns had a pretty nice game here on CFL Primetime Week 1 against the Steelers. What do you think are going to be the keys to for both teams in that game?
I am worried about the matchup of the Browns' offensive line against the Ravens' defensive front.
That would be
need some big plays from C.J. Mosley and to stay healthy, along with T. Sizzle making some waves on the edge. But he's going to be matched up with Joe Thomas, so we need to find some creative ways to get him going.
Are you concerned about Corey Coleman's speed on the perimeter, or is that something that you think that your cornerbacks could handle?
We'll see what happens. Try and keep things in front of this defense with Weddle and Jefferson back there. So try and negate the big play. It's always been a staple of mine, is to try and negate the big play and make teams earn long drives, long scoring drives.
Are you looking to attack?
This O-line versus the Browns D-line will be quite interesting as well. Browns D-line is not anything amazing, but this Ravens O-line outside of Yonda needs some love.
I think Danny Shelton, depending on where he matches up, especially with Yonda, Danny Shelton could be a handle for you. A huge matchup. Whoa.
With no regard for statistics and quarterback confidence and regression, Dak Prescott continues to stay in the game and throw terrible interceptions.
Is that his 6th pick of the day, I believe?
That is number 6.
Wow. Dak Prescott, I believe the Cowboys would be best served to, like you said before, get Cooper Rush in there, run some clock, and just get out of here. Get to next week. Who do they match up with next week? We will find that out in a quick second. The Cowboys next week match up with the Arizona Cardinals. Who I believe came up with a nice win tonight against the Colts. That's right. Very good win for the Cardinals, bouncing back from probably the toughest matchup in the league, Week 1, going against the Lions. Excuse me. That's no easy way for any team to start off the season. That NFC West is up for pickings right now, and the Cardinals coming up with 1-1 in their first 2 games. A good start towards that.
Toss outside. Jamal Charles might be gone as he punches the air.
He's gone.
And he's to the house. And they just start rubbing it in now. Nice, strong off-tackle run. Charles has had a lot of success running the ball. Well, not a lot, but he's been the successful back out of the 2 tonight.
If you're the Cowboys, you're the one now looking to get this clock down to zeros.
plank. Because they're unable to tack that on, and it'll be a solid 30-point lead for the Broncos. And I don't think if I told you this would be a 30-point deficit with 4 minutes left in the game, you would have guessed. You would have agreed with that.
I would have told you were crazy. Yeah. Well, I know we may not have a lot of time as we come to the end of this game, but it was another entertaining CFL primetime game.
One way or another, it was.
One way or another. We saw some good football out of the Broncos. I'd have liked to have seen Zeke in the run game a little bit more involved if I were for the Cowboys. I do think that they showed they had an advantage running up the middle, but they hardly ever took advantage of that. They tried to run these outside runs, and that just ran right into pressure all game long.
Finally making a few substitutions here is Dallas.
Looks like Dak is out of the game. Dak should be out of the game right here. Get Cooper Rush some in-game experience, not just practice snaps. Darren McFadden in at halfback.
Cooper Rush is going to throw it. And he's going to lob it into double coverage for Noah Brown.
And that's a bad throw.
How about that accuracy?
That's accuracy at its finest right there for our league. Cowboys trying to see what they have in Cooper Rush, you know, in case they do need him and for a Dak Prescott injury later on in the season. I can't blame him here.
I would love to just see the clock, the game clock running, and not just the play clock right now.
That is right.
I'm dying. Rush with the check down finally hits him, and it's Hannah picking up about 8 or 9 yards.
No first down. You punt this ball away if you're the Cowboys. Do not put the Broncos. There you go. Do not put the Broncos in any way, shape, or form to score another easy touchdown. So in real life sports, one congratulations we need to give is to the Cleveland Indians tonight.
The 20W Indians.
Tying the, was that the 2002, I believe it was, Oakland Athletics for 20 wins going, and that's the AL record, and I believe the Major League record they're going to tie tomorrow night is 21 consecutive victories without a tie. So another outstanding performance by Kluber on the mound tonight. I believe he only gave up 2 hits with 8 strikeouts. He's been masterful this season. He's right now he's definitely outpitched Sale down the stretch here. I do believe that he should be the front runner for AL Cy Young, probably without a doubt right now. Sale's, given up a couple bad games to the Indians lately. And that will probably show in the voters' minds.
They did rock him twice, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Twice in this win streak alone.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How many days has this win streak spanned over? Over a month?
21, I believe now. I believe now, out of 20 games, the Indians have only trailed for 4 innings in those 20 games. Imagine that. And I believe after tonight's game, they now have a plus 102 run differential in those 20 games as well.
What if the Indians just decide that they're never going to lose again this season? Just win every game the rest of the way and sweep the playoffs?
If they do that, I'm going to say that Trevor Bauer and Mike Clevenger would have really pitched over their talent level down the stretch.
Yeah.
But with Carlos Carrasco and Corey Kluber, you've got 2 80% wins every 5 days the way they're pitching right now.
Right. They're trying to. Salazar was beasting when he came back from his injury, and then now they're trying to work him back in for the playoffs. Doing this without Brantley. Doing this without him.
It's interesting to see. Well, they just moved Kipnis to the outfield tonight. It'd be interesting to see how that works out here to round out the season. They look like they're trying to get some potential playoff lineups out here. Jose Ramirez just looking phenomenal on defense at second base right now.
Henderson's into the ball game with his second touch, as this game will dwindle away.
This was a great showing for the Broncos. Big bounce back for them. Congratulations on the rivalry victory for Team C3.
Whatever that means. I
don't know what that means.
We need to be informed.
I don't know either. Hopefully we get to this. Emmanuel Sanders was fun to watch tonight, the way the Broncos used him. I hope that we get to see more of that as the season rolls on.
It'll be impossible, or close to impossible, to top for AFC Offensive Player of the Week, I would think.
That is for sure. What did he end up with? 10 for 175 and a touchdown?
Something around there, 10 for 165, 170, something like that. Yep.
It'll take a big performance to beat him out.
And a lot of them contested, too, those catches.
And I would not be surprised. Bradley Roby, I believe, came up with 2 picks for the Broncos, along with a number of tackles for loss.
Right.
I could see him taking home Defensive Player of the Week honors, unless some defensive lineman just shows out with a 4 sack and 2 forced fumble game or something.
And here is Rod Smith running through a nice opening.
Running right up Travis Frederick.
Getting his first carry of the night.
Cooper Rush. Are the Cowboys going to take a couple more pass opportunities with them, or are they just going to pack her in?
Please just let the clock run. He took Chew clock off.
Got to get that one last play, and is he going to take a shot
Rod
to Dez?
Smith, another look.
Another look for Rod.
And he carries the defenders for about 7. And that'll do it
And
from the
that does it.
Mile High City, where the Broncos absolutely throttle the Cowboys 43-13. This thing was over. Probably
Middle of the
halfway
second
through the
quarter.
Middle of the second, yeah.
Yeah, the first quarter was a feeling out process for both teams. It was only, 3-0, I think, at the end of the first. And then the Broncos just opened up the floodgates, putting the pressure on the Cowboys, going up 10-0 early in the second, and then Dallas was forced to throw, and that's not good news against this defense.
That lob
Look
to
at
the back
that.
of the end zone to Virgil was beautiful.
I believe that was the opening touchdown to go up 10-0.
It was. A strike to Emmanuel, a nice pass there.
That
from
was a
Simeon.
wonderful play by Simeon. Yes, it was.
So Dez getting his score tonight, and Dak Prescott just seemed to really be locking in on his targets and telegraphing some throws.
I feel like Dak was just out of sorts back there. If his first read wasn't there, he just seemed too flustered to make the right progressions on through the play call.
So for UD, this has been Quasi on the CFL Primetime Week 2 matchup. Hopefully we'll get a better one next week.
It was fun, though. Still fun to do these. All right, well, hey,